All right, welcome into Studio Day Jeffrey. It is Jeffrey time on a time to preview Cowboys-Eagles, and I'm actually going to start off with why you are totally right to be concerned about Dak Prescott. Well, because he's not throwing a football. I haven't seen what he's going to do today. Hopefully he can throw a little bit, but the last 2 days he couldn't throw a football. And I want to point back to what happened in the second half of that Rams game and draw the conclusion that this is real deal Holyfield, man. This is not some little tiny thing where it's like, oh, it's bugging him, but he'll be great. He's fine. Dak Prescott in the second half against the Rams. Are you guys ready for how far he threw the ball total in the second half against the Rams? All right, check this out. They ran a dump off to Zeke. The ball went 0 yards downfield. They gained 11, but he threw it to him at the line of scrimmage. So 0 air yards downfield. Stomp, if you don't, I'm doing a video right now. We don't be squeaking the oinky toy. The second screen pass they ran, or the second pass they ran in the second half against the Rams was a screen to Michael Gallup at the line of scrimmage, maybe behind it. They gained 6 yards. The next pass play they called, Tavon Austin's coming open on a dig route from the slot, but Dak takes off running to gain 1 yard and does not throw the ball. Their next throw is on a third down play. Blake Jarwin about 4 or 5 yards downfield on a weird messed up route combo where people are falling down. But that's 4 air yards downfield, maybe 5 from Dak when he threw to Jarwin. Their next pass play, he swings it to Tony Pollard, 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's -2 or -3 air yards on that one. Then there's the play action throw to Zeke, where Zeke is 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage and maybe 7 yards away from Dak total when he throws it to him. Then there's a pass to Pollard, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage on the left. He gains 4 yards. Then there's a screen to Randall Cobb, 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, where they lose 3 yards. And in the fourth quarter, they run 0 pass plays. Now, part of that is the scoreboard. But I just ran you off the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pass plays that they ran in the second half. And the 7 times that he threw the ball, Dak threw the ball no more than 5 yards downfield. And the vast majority of the time, he threw it no yards downfield or behind the line of scrimmage. So, yeah, Dak told Amari Cooper, I'm not throwing it to you on the RPO because my arm hurts. And now he can't throw during practice. I am a believer in the drugs that they're rocking in NFL locker rooms. When it's time to tort all that thing up, hopefully he'll get out there and he'll be able to sling it around just fine. But I think to pretend that everything's great and Dak's going to be perfect, you've got to be quite an optimist to go there. But let's preview this game the way I preview these games. When the Cowboys run, when the Cowboys throw, when the Eagles run, when the Eagles throw, who has the advantage? I'm going to say when the Cowboys throw, I'm going push. Because to me, this is an unknown. The Eagles' corners are terrible. You should be able to throw all over them. But Dak, the last half of football he played, never threw the ball more than 4 yards downfield. So we'll have to see how great is Toradol. How great is Toradol an anti-inflammatory or a painkiller? Either way, we'll have to see what happens with the inflammation in the shoulder. We'll have to see his confidence in it, and we'll have to see how he can throw it. So for now, I'm calling that an unknown, and I'm calling it a push. When the Cowboys run, the Eagles did a nice job limiting Saquon 2 weeks ago. They did a nice job limiting Adrian Peterson last week. So they're really hovering around a 4 yards per carry to running back team the last couple of weeks. The Cowboys, obviously, last week were great running the ball. But with the questions about Dak, if I'm Philly, I'm stacking up the line of scrimmage and I'm saying, hey, Dak, you're going to have to prove it. I know that you're a good player, but this week, you got to prove it. And if I'm Dak and my shoulder does hurt, on the first play from scrimmage, I'm throwing it 40 yards downfield, whether it's complete or not. Even if it hurts, I'm throwing it 40 yards downfield to make that team think, oh, he's okay. Just do the PTB two pats, pat that B 2 times, pew, and then talk trash, even if it's incomplete and you miss by 8 yards. But yeah, here I am. So that's what I would do if I were the Cowboys. When the Cowboys run the ball, I'll go advantage Cowboys. Because I think, but they're going to stack it up. This is all dependent. It's all dependent. How pain-free do they get Dak? How inflammation-free do they get Dak? Everything is dependent on that. So let's just flip to the Eagles. When the Eagles have the ball and they run it. Last week, Miles Sanders ran it really, really well. The key for the Cowboys is going to be the do your job mantra, because a lot of the plays, like Miles Sanders' biggest play, was just a Montez Sweat screw-up from Washington. There's nobody outside him, and he's here trying to rush the passer on 3rd and 10. They hand it to Miles Sanders. There's no one outside. He takes off running and gains a whole bunch of yards. And they had a similar bust on a 3rd and 7 where Miles Sanders had a big gain. So I don't think that the Eagles ran it well because they blocked great. They blocked okay running the ball, but it was a lot of Washington screw-ups that led to some big plays. I'm going to say advantage push when the Eagles run the ball. I think you might go slight Eagles advantage because they do have – if they have Lane Johnson, I'll say slight Eagles advantage when they run. If they don't have Lane Johnson, I'm going to call it a push. When the Eagles throw, it's weird because all their wide receivers are hurt. It's now Greg Ward, who used to be a quarterback in college, playing wide receiver. It's Zach Ertz, it's Dallas Goedert, it's Miles Sanders, and it's Boston Scott. Those are their 5 biggest receiving weapons, but it's been working for them. They've been running the screen game well. They'll use those tight ends as wide receivers, which makes it hard to figure out what you're going to do personnel-wise to match because you've got 2 tight ends in the game. I should have my 3 linebackers in. I should play base defense. Oh, wait, both your tight ends are lined up at wide receiver, and now I have too many linebackers on the field. So Wentz the last few weeks has played well. 8 touchdowns and 1 pick, I believe, over the last 3 weeks. 5 touchdowns and no picks over the last 2 weeks, and that has been against bad competition. But I will say when the Eagles throw, slight advantage Eagles. So if I do the math on all these, I think it adds up to an Eagles win, but I am going to believe in the power of Toradol and the power of, what's the other one that you put in there? You hit them with it. What do I get in my knee all the time that's supposed to be a great painkiller? You know what I'm talking about. What's your favorite painkiller? Leave that in the comments. Hopefully legal ones. Just your Aleve, Advil, ibuprofen, Tylenol. Some of those probably aren't painkillers. Some of those are probably anti-inflammatories. But whatever. What's your favorite medicine? You like the NyQuil? The Robitussin? That's my Cowboys-Eagles preview. I'm going to go Cowboys 27, Philadelphia 23, believing in the power of what's inside the needles. I'm believing in the power of the needles. But you are totally right to be concerned about Dak. He did not throw the ball downfield one time in the second half because his arm hurt. And then it got worse, and he can't throw during the week. You're right to be afraid. You just need to believe in the power of modern medicine. All right, let's go 27-23 Cowboys, and I will talk to you guys over the weekend. Make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube page, and you're locked into 1053thefan.com every day. G-Bag Nation 2 to 7 today. We'll see you at Premier Grilling in Southlake. Deuces.